A fisherman off the coast of Japan is filming the water. Something rises from below, 8 meters long, pale, moving with a slow, deliberate intelligence that immediately makes clear this animal is not confused, not dying, not lost. It is at the surface for a reason, and it is eating. The footage that follows is some of the rarest video ever captured of a living giant squid. Not from a submarine, not from a scientific ROV, from a fishing boat, in daylight, close enough to see the texture of its arms. Marine biologists watching the footage used one word repeatedly: haunting. Here is why that word is accurate, and why this video is more scientifically significant than almost anyone covering it has bothered to explain. Because the giant squid, Archaeopteryx dux, is an animal that most of the world still does not fully believe is real. And the handful of times we have actually seen one alive have fundamentally changed what we thought we knew. The giant squid exists in a strange space between mythology and science. For centuries it was the Kraken, a monster of sailor legend, a creature of stories told in ports by men who'd spent too long at sea. Science dismissed it. The ocean was full of misidentification, exaggeration, the paranoid imagination of people confronting a vast and unfamiliar world. Then the bodies started washing up. Giant squid carcasses, enormous, unmistakable, undeniable, began appearing on beaches and in fishing nets across the world. The animal was real. Scientists confirmed it and named it in the 19th century. Archaeopteryx dux, the ruling squid. But knowing something exists and actually seeing it alive are two completely different things. The first confirmed footage of a live giant squid in its deep natural habitat was captured in 2012 off the coast of Japan by a scientific expedition that spent hundreds of hours searching before finding one. The second came in 2019 in the Gulf of Mexico, two confirmed deep-water sightings in the entire history of science, and now a Japanese fisherman has seen one at the surface twice. The most recent footage, originally published in December 2025, shows something marine scientists described as genuinely extraordinary. The squid is at the surface in daylight, estimated at approximately 8 meters in total length. And it is unmistakably eating another squid, a smaller one, at the surface in open water visible from a boat, in conditions that should not exist, according to everything we assumed about where and how this animal behaves. Giant squid are deep-water animals. They live in the mesopelagic zone, the twilight layer between roughly 200 and 1,000 meters. They normally come to the surface when they are dying, disoriented, or in distress. This one did not look disoriented. It looked like it was having lunch. A marine biologist commented under the video, "Considering this is your second sighting of a giant squid, and this video displays feeding behavior, this is definitely academically important, and you absolutely should be contacting whatever biological oceanographers are nearby you." That is not hyperbole. Footage of a living giant squid engaged in active predatory feeding behavior at the surface in daylight is something science has never had before. And here is the part that should unsettle you. We know almost nothing about how the giant squid actually lives. We know its size, up to 13 meters. We know it has the largest eyes of any living animal, 27 centimeters in diameter, designed to detect bioluminescent flashes of predators in the deep dark. We know it exists in every ocean on Earth. We know that sperm whales eat them because squid beaks accumulate in sperm whale stomachs by the thousands, and the circular scars from squid suckers mark nearly every adult sperm whale ever examined. But how does it hunt? How does it reproduce? How long does it live? We don't know. A Duke University professor said it plainly after the 2019 sighting. It's not some exotic creature found thousands of miles away. It's our animal, and we should care about it. Our animal in every ocean for hundreds of millions of years, and we have almost no idea how it lives. But Archaeopteryx dux, as large as it is not the largest squid in the ocean. The colossal squid, Mesonychioteuthis hamiltoni, is heavier, significantly heavier, where the giant squid is longer. The colossal squid is built like a tank, the most massive invertebrate in the ocean, capable of reaching half a ton in weight. Its arms are equipped not with suckers, but with rotating hooks, sharp, swiveling, bone-penetrating hooks. The most intact colossal squid specimen ever recovered was pulled from the Ross Sea in Antarctica in 2007. A female weighing 470 kilograms still clinging to a toothfish at 1,500 meters depth. Until April 2025, no colossal squid had ever been filmed alive in its natural habitat. Then the Schmidt Ocean Institute captured footage of a juvenile, 30 centimeters long, spotted at 600 meters depth near South Georgia. Transparent mantle, deep rust-red tentacles, eyes already enormous relative to its body, 30 centimeters. The adults reach 7 meters and half a ton, with hooks instead of suckers. And here is the problem with ever filming one. The colossal squid can see an ROV long before that vehicle detects it. Its eyes, the largest of any living creature, are specifically adapted to detect movement and light in the deep. From the squid's perspective, an approaching vehicle is just a very large thing coming toward it. And very large things approaching in the deep ocean mean one thing: predator, so it leaves. Every time. Scientists are now developing quieter vehicles and lure systems specifically designed not to trigger its escape response. So far, no adult has ever been filmed in the deep. Yet the deep ocean conceals more than just giants. Take Magna pinna, the big fin squid, with a small body and thin, meter-long tentacles that bend at right angles like elbows. It drifts like a ghostly satellite, at depths exceeding 4,000 meters, letting its sticky arms drag silently across the ocean floor. It is a sight of such pure alienness that even veteran researchers hold their breath during the extremely rare encounters. Then there is Taningia danae, the giant whiplash squid. At the tips of 2 of its arms, it possesses the largest known light organs in the animal kingdom, photophores the size of lemons. When hunting in total blackness, it uses them like an aggressive stroboscope, blinding prey with flashing bursts of light before striking. And deep in the oxygen minimum zone, a dead zone where almost no other animal can survive, lives the vampire squid, Vampiroteuthis infernalis, glowing blue eyes, a web of skin like a dark cloak. It sounds like a monster, but science revealed a strange truth. It does not hunt. It extends 2 long filaments to collect drifting organic debris, marine snow, a peaceful scavenger dressed like a nightmare. None of these animals are rare accidents of evolution. They are successful. They have been here, in the dark, long before us, which brings us back to Japan, and to a question nobody has fully answered. Why is this giant squid at the surface? Giant squid appear near Japanese coastlines with unusual regularity compared to the rest of the world. The proximity of significant ocean depth to the coastline means deep-water animals occasionally enter shallower zones. But a healthy, feeding giant squid at the surface in daylight is not a normal occurrence anywhere. The Fisherman describes an animal that appeared in better health than his previous encounter, moving deliberately, actively consuming prey, behaving as though it chose to be there. Which raises a question scientists have not been able to answer. Are giant squid coming to the surface more often than we think, and we are simply not there to see it? Or is something changing in the deep ocean? Temperature, food availability, prey distribution, pushing these animals into shallower water more frequently. The ocean has been warming. The distribution of prey species is shifting. The sperm whale strandings, the increased surface appearances of deep-sea species, these are not isolated data points. They are part of a pattern science is only beginning to map. Here is something worth sitting with. The Kraken, the legendary monster of Norse mythology, so vast it was mistaken for an island, is almost certainly based on the giant squid. For most of scientific history, scientists treated it as an embarrassing relic of pre-scientific thinking. Sailors saw things, they exaggerated, the ocean was frightening, and human minds filled the gaps with monsters. But the giant squid is real. Biology outlasted the mythology built around it. A Japanese fisherman pointed his phone at the water and captured something that marine science has spent decades and millions of dollars trying to document. 8 meters of giant squid at the surface in daylight, eating. The footage is haunting, not because it is monstrous, but because of what it represents, a brief accidental window into a world that exists constantly just below the surface of the water we sail on, swim in, and stare at from coastlines. Architeuthis ducks lives in every ocean on Earth.